Welcome to TechCon. We're interviewing Jay here. Jay, thank you for taking out the time. For the people who don't know you yet, what problems are you most focused on solving right now? And so tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure, thanks a lot. So I'm Jay Srinivasan. I'm the chair of a company called infinitusbio. We're a pharma tech company, early stage in some ways in terms of having bootstrapped the company, but what we built is a very unique way to approach the notion of actually solving two of our pharma's biggest pain points. The first pain point pharma has is how do you really, reduce the costs of development, because they've got the 10-10-2 sort of problem today, which is it's you spend about 10 years, it's got a 10% chance of success, and you spend about $2 billion to get there. So if I ever were to tell you, would you ever invest in a business that took 10 years, had 10% chance of success and $2 billion? You probably wouldn't. But pharma is completely built on that model, and our goal is to sort of help sort of disrupt that model. And the way we do that is we built a proprietary sort of AI platform. And the way the platform works is our model itself is basically a human digital stem cell model. The goal of that human digital stem cell model is to be able to actually introduce human clones early into the process in preclinical, so that you don't have to test on an animal, you can test on a human. The FDA wants you to do that anyway, so we can do that. But that human is no longer some sort of synthetic human, it's actually a mimic of your actual data. And then be able to follow up, actually continue to test with humans, right up to identifying the right set of humans that should be part of the clinical trial. And the way we do that is our stem cell model allows you to actually construct sort of a moniker of the human by taking your gene expression data. So it's about a megabyte of data. We introduce it into our stem cell model. The model itself gets constrained to create that cell type. So if I give you a kidney biopsy, you get a kidney cell. We make a copy of that kidney cell, and to that copy, we inject the drug, and we compare the untreated versus the treated copy. And we do that in under 2 minutes on a single core. So literally on a laptop, you could do 32 of those at a time. So why did we build this scale? We built this scale because there's about 18,000 diseases that exist in the world, 18,000 drugs that exist in the world, and 16,000 diseases that don't have a cure. So we said, if there was a way to actually start taking these drugs that are human safe and find a way to find the cures for these drugs, then we would create a truly novel way to bring more drugs into the market that are life-saving medicines that can help treat patients. And I spent
I
my
have so
go
many
ahead.
follow-up
Sure,
questions
sure,
on
sure.
that, but I'm going to pull you in on our
Sure.
community. We also run Health AI Collective.
Yeah.
So I'm going to dive deeper there. Sorry, you were saying something? Do you
No, no,
want
no. I was
to?
just saying my prior role was really to run a company that delivered on a thesis that was Truvian, that was Theranos' thesis, which is, can you do blood testing with a limited volume of blood and provide results real time? We created a company that actually delivered that, and got FDA approval. My goal is what
I
we
see
could
the
do for,
connection there.
yeah,
Yeah.
we could do
Limited
that for
blood,
medicines as
limited
well.
body parts.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. And from your vantage point, what is the fastest changing part of your industry that most people are still underestimating?
Yeah, I think people underestimate the fact that in medicine, it's a combination of three things. I always think it's about understanding the workflows, understanding sort of the clinical component, the inside piece, and really finding a way to ensure that the human component exists. Because the one thing that people sort of assume implicitly is AI is going to solve all of this. And medicine, more than anything else, has always been on that human touch. And it's hard to replicate that necessarily with AI. You can ask AI all the questions you want and get answers back, but the eventual conversation today still needs a human. And the regulatory insight that goes into it, and that's going to be hard to displace near term.
Cool. And where are you seeing the most hype today that isn't delivering value?
Sorry?
Where are you seeing the most hype today that is not delivering value?
Yeah, I think. Look, I mean, AI is hundreds of millions, if not billions, of dollars went in when the internet was created, right? I mean, but Gen one of the internet, that ended sometime in the 2000s with the bust, wasn't necessarily what produced a lot of value. It was the second generation of the internet when you got the Facebooks, you got the Googles, and everyone else to emerge out of the ashes. I think AI is going
So
to
we're
go
looking
through
at the
that.
ashes right now,
We're looking
and
at
the phoenix
the
will
start of
rise.
the ashes, right? Which is right. There's going to be a ton of investment going into data, into compute, into all these things. And AI, to my opinion, from a hype perspective, it's always assumed that with AI implies data. If you don't have a data moat, you don't have AI. And just what we are building, we don't need data. Our model is not trained on data, interestingly enough. A model never sees data until I give it the first gene expression 1 MB file, because we built it just like humans think about knowledge, right? So we go read books. We go to school, we read books. We don't sit and read all the data that's available in the world. We read knowledge and we imbibe the knowledge, and from the knowledge comes our ability to extrapolate on the data and make decisions. That's what I think the next generation of AI is going to be, because machine learning can only be introspective. You can only interpolate on the data you have. If I've never seen the pictures of an animal, I'm never going to be able to know what it is in machine learning. But as a human, the first time we read a book that tells us what that animal is, we know exactly what the animal is and we can identify it. And that's the difference I think we're going to see.
That would be another fun debate.
Sure.
Moving on to the next one, since we're keeping this
Sure, sure,
really
sure.
short. What is one decision or shift that made the biggest difference in your organization's progress over the last year?
What is the one? I'm sorry.
What is the one shift or decision that made the biggest difference in
Yeah.
your organization's progress over the last year?
Yeah, we realized rather early, and we're early in terms of we built a platform, we are sort of commercial ready, but an important piece for us is we didn't need to boil the entire ocean in terms of what we could do with our AI. So our first thing is we can do the complex things for pharma that pharma can do today, because of one of two things. They don't have enough data, which is for rare disease. You don't have a lot of data, and you don't have a lot of patients identified, because a lot of the rare disease patients, you have to find them. So we're able to do those two small things. Long term, our goal and our mission is to build this massive library I call Alexandria of indications, but we're not going to get there. We don't have to get there now. We can get there
This is
over a
super
few years.
exciting, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, Ji, last question. If the audience takes away one practical insight from your experience, what should they do differently? Maybe this one isn't so relevant. I'll change the question.
No, that's fine.
What's the one fun thing about you that you haven't put on LinkedIn?
Yeah, look, I've been the eternal dreamer, and I always believe that the human sort of collective is far more powerful than anything man or machine has ever built together. And I truly believe that, in this age of AI, still it's the human connection that's going to be the biggest difference, and that's what I want to continue to grow on.
Human connection. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
a lot.
That's a great note to end this on.
Okay,
Thank you. Bye
thanks.
bye.